Would you pay an extra $1 a day if you were like an open lot and they guaranteed that there wouldn't be ice on your windshield?
What is the pricing power of a square mattress? How will experience-based databases transform the way we search and book travel? What buying a pinball machine can teach about pricing? Why is space design not taking revenue management or demand analytics into consideration? And should it?
So how are your hotels preparing for the Super Bowl?
Are these some of the questions you ask yourself? I sat down with Steve Green, Corporate Director, Revenue Generation at Carlson Rezidor Hotels Group, to find some of the answers. Steve is considered an expert in revenue management, pricing, and sales.
RGI, those days, unreal.
That sales teams for billion-dollar companies and hotels.
Repair is $60.
Yeah.
So I had zero change in the quantity sold.
And it's extremely passionate and innovative. To a point where even our camera jumped off the table. I always immensely enjoy talking to Steve. His creativity is limitless, as you can see in this episode of Unconstrained Conversations.
You do want to talk about pricing?
I want to talk about pricing and design.
Steve always looks for ways to help hotels make more money, and one of his pet peeves is that design is hampering a hotel's potential.
How do we make a little bit more money? And not just me or we, but like folks.
Right.
And I always think that there's got to be better ways. There's always somebody who's willing to pay for something, right?
Yeah.
You have to find that person.
Right.
With today's revenue management and business intelligence system collecting vast amount of data, Steve argues that none of that is used today to influence design decisions.
They know what the demand is for a room with 2 double beds on a Tuesday night in June in Seattle, Washington, or for a specific hotel.
Right.
Why can't I take that data when I'm saying, all right, I'm going to build a hotel in Seattle or in another market, and determine, well, what's my mix of rooms?
Yeah.
Because honestly, every time we look at a hotel, a new property, how many kings, how many doubles, or 2 queens? Or they have 2 double beds or 2 queens? Does it really make a difference? Or how many suites should we have?
I asked Steve if, in his opinion, revenue by design or design with revenue management in mind is done by anyone today in the industry. And his answer?
Nobody. Yeah.
And but it's going to be hard to do that for hotel rooms because it's...
I think it's hard but I think...
I mean, if you're in the initial design phase now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, anyone probably looks at that and says, what's my overall demand, right? I mean, there's consultants out there that do that for you. When they do the feasibility study, they say, here's how your room mix should be considered, right?
They're all the same. I guarantee if you have somebody who's done 10 hotels in 10 different markets, it's the same mix. Maybe it's Orlando, I'm going to do higher, right?
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
But
Steve then made a very good point. When you look at restaurants, bars, or other F&B outlets, the number of 2 tops versus 4 tops or the number of stools at the bar is actually driven by demand analysis.
Bar stool at the bar versus high top, right? Average checks. But then do I say, well, look at my profitability, because the person sitting in the bar is all they're drinking is, whiskey. And I'm making a ton of money. I got 20% margin on or cost on that. So versus my food is at 30. So I want more bar seats, or do I, right? And that's understanding. I think that's part of where we talk more about it, right? So it's more than just the revenue management; it's the profit and revenue. Yes, I take it to the bank, but I also have to use that to offset all my expenses. Whereas the profit's what I'm going to see. And
profit through design. Right.
I mean, I think there's a way to get after.
I made the argument to Steve that from a technology perspective, everything is possible. GDSs, middleware companies, OTAs all collect vast amount of data that can be used to forecast demand at an aggregate level.
It's not a technical challenge to find market level data and say, show me for Minneapolis all the double rooms that have been sold, with 4 people in the last 2 years, and the price that was attached to it and the length of stay and all that. That data is being, you might not get 100% of the market, but you might get 90% of the market,
representative sample for sure,
or representative sample. That's definitely there. That could be an additional service.
Yeah. Well, right. Monetize it somewhere.
Since Steve and I were having an unconstrained conversation, we started brainstorming about a number of revenue opportunities and barriers. Beds.
That mattress. I want to do a square mattress.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it makes sense because it extends the life of a mattress. But I don't. If it doubles the life of a mattress, can I get double the price? I don't know. Probably not.
Phone charging.
More expensive.
Right.
here's what you get. I just bought a charging cable yesterday.
Yeah.
And I used to buy Amazon cables all the
Right.
time, and I'm so fed up because after 3 months the cable breaks and I have to go back and buy a new one.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Wi-Fi.
you get premium Wi-Fi or non-premium Wi-Fi, or you get, you know.
Who pays for that? I always wonder. Like Wi-Fi is like every brand's free Wi-Fi is kind of table stakes.
To alarm clocks.
We spend a lot of money on alarm clocks.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not cheap.
I don't know. The last time I've used an alarm clock. in a
Right?
hotel. Yeah.
Right? And they try to make like hotel alarm clocks really easy to set. Like, well, I don't know.
Before ending up at car parking, which we agreed has enormous potential for hotels and beyond.
I think there's opportunity with parking garages
Right.
and loyalty programs.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're in Minnesota.
Yeah.
In the middle of the winter, I'll pay more to park closer to the door. Right? Is that a privilege because I'm a platinum member?
Right.
Maybe it's the airlines buys into that and says, okay, the first 100 spots close to the door for our platinum Delta members.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or is it the parking garage saying, well, the people who use us the most? Because if I'm a road warrior, I'm 2-3 trips a month. Well,
That's
I'm
annoying.
paying a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
But in the summer, it might not mean as much.
Yeah.
Right?
Steve makes a great point. Why don't we see more segmentation in parking garages today? Why is revenue optimization not considered when these parking lots are designed? I would pay more to park closer to the terminal when it's minus 20 outside or scorching hot.
I've seen an article actually last week in the New York Times that talked about how airports are becoming increasingly concerned because of Uber and Lyft taking away the parking fees, right? And transportation fees. So they're trying to find other ways of generating revenue, and parking is actually one of the key areas they're looking towards to generate more revenue. And they were describing that some airports are starting to toy with the concept of having these special zones and more dynamic pricing. And obviously we have a product that caters to that as well. But I haven't that seen in a lot of the airports that I travel to. And Minneapolis is one of them, right? There is no kind of premium parking because in minus 16 Fahrenheit, you don't want to walk 10 minutes to the terminal. Right?
Or on the rooftop. Like, on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Ideas has a car park revenue management system, and working with predominantly airport car parks worldwide, we know that some are applying very innovative approaches to increasing revenues.
I was talking to an airport a couple weeks back in New Zealand, and they started doing a service where for a fee you can actually get a pickup by golf cart.
Right.
And I thought that was quite cool.
Absolutely.
Just you park anywhere and you pay I don't know how much extra, and they come and pick you up with a golf cart and bring you to the terminal. It's extra revenue and doesn't cost much, right? Because you probably have a parking attendant already roaming around anyway.
Which brings us to the $1,000 question.
Would you pay an extra $1 a day if you were like an open lot and they guaranteed that there wouldn't be ice on your windshield? And you pay like $1 a day, right? Yeah, exactly. That's they know when you're coming back, so they just treat it that. Even if they didn't, they just did it every day at whatever 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
But if they had your flight information, they had your data, they know when your flight's going to land. They get the queue. Okay, the flight landed. I'm going to go make sure I'm going to do these rows now.
Yeah.
You could even probably.
This question and the answer by Steve clearly show his creativity and constant search to get the extra buck. Would I pay $1 a day to have my windshield de-iced and maybe my car washed? Well, if it means not having to spend 10 minutes in freezing temperatures, then it's worth it. The point is that once you start looking, the revenue opportunities are there for you to pick. In part 2 of my conversation with Steve, we'll be talking about providing consumers more choice, the relationship between price and value, and his experiences with special events pricing and the upcoming Super Bowl. If you don't want to miss the release of part 2, make sure to subscribe to the Unconstrained Conversation YouTube channel.